Hola guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my tips and tricks and also products I use to blow dry my very curly hair and make it look very nice, shiny, silky and straight without the need of a flat iron. So if you're interested in learning how I do it, just keep on watching. So before I start blow drying my hair, I always make sure I take some of the moisture out with an old t-shirt. Not all of it though, because you do need that moisture just to prevent any frizz while you're blow drying it. So I'm going to be starting off by applying some heat protectant to my hair, and this is just the Satinwear by Redken. I love this heat protectant because it really does the job, and I usually just apply it all over my hair. And then I'm going to be priming my hair with the Pillow Proof by Redken as well. And this is just going to ensure that my hair dries a little bit quicker because I do have a lot of hair. So to section my hair, I usually just use 2 clips and my fingers to section. And I usually take about 2 or 2.5 inches wide on each section. The smaller the better. And for the brush, I'm going to be using the Moroccan oil brush in the number 55 wide, and my favorite blow dryer. I'm going to be listing it down below because I don't know how to pronounce the name. And I usually use high heat, high speed when I'm blow drying my hair. So I usually like to start from the top, then I go on the bottom layer of the hair, and then I go to the sides, and then I go onto the ends. So the trick here is just to make sure you don't let those ends go until you see that the ends are completely dry. This is just gonna make such a difference on your blow dry because it's gonna make sure that your hair doesn't get frizzy while you're blow drying it, and just to make sure that your hair is nice and silky straight. And then I'm just gonna repeat the same steps on the other side, just starting from the top layer of the hair, going into the bottom layer of the hair, and then the sides, and then I go into the ends, making sure I don't drop those ends until they are completely dry. So I'm going to be taking about another 2-inch or 2.5-inch section wide. The smaller the better, really, because you want to make sure and focus on those really tiny curls on your roots. And that's where I'm really focusing on right now, and also making sure I go into the bottom layer, the sides, just repeating the same steps. But this really does make a difference on blow drying really curly hair like I have. And also making sure you don't let those ends go, girl. Just make sure you don't let them go, and just making sure you keep that brush nice and straight, just to keep those ends really straight, to give it that nice kind of flat iron effect. Then I like to go into the back again and make sure that I have no excess curls in the roots, those really stubborn curls, and just making sure that everything looks nice and straight. Then when I get to the crown of the hair, I try to make sure I take the smaller the sections, the better. Even though it's gonna take you a little bit longer, it's gonna be worth it, because you're gonna really focus on those stubborn curls that you have, because that's where everything shows. So you really want to focus more on the crown area than the rest of the hair. So I usually basically just start from the back, then the front of the hair, and then the sides, and then I start blow drying to the side, just to make sure that I get those ends really nice and shiny and straight. So if you have to let the ends go for a little bit, just make sure you pick it right up, because that way you're gonna get the best shine and silkiness out of the hair by doing this. And then I just repeat the same steps on the other side, just making sure that I take small sections. I cannot stress that enough. This is the most important step. Just take small sections. Even though it's gonna take you long, it doesn't matter, because then you're gonna get the results that you really want. And making sure I really go into close to the scalp as possible. Make sure you don't burn yourself. I know you're gonna burn yourself a little bit, but anyways. And then in this side, I usually like to go forward because, I don't know, it just seems to be working better. And then I go to the side, just because that side is a little bit more tricky. And then I just keep going and doing the same thing on the sides. So once I get to the very crown section of my hair, I like to really focus on getting as close as possible to the scalp, just because this is where I have the most stubborn curls. And then I just basically blow dry everything forward, just because this is the most comfortable way for me to do it. And then I just go into the side just to make sure that all of those ends match with the rest of the hair, and then nice and smooth and straight and just beautiful. And I just make sure I repeat the same step until I get to my very last section of the hair, and making sure everything is nice and smooth. And I like to finish it off by applying my Redken Diamond Oil. It's my favorite oil. I just take 2 pumps and it smells so good. I completely love it. It's very nice and light for your hair, and it's just perfect because it doesn't weigh down your hair, and it just makes it look very nice and shiny and just beautiful. This is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this hair tutorial, and I just find this to be the best way for me to get the most shine out of my hair and to get it to be the most straight as well, because this is the look that I'm going for without having to use a flat iron, which I love because that means that my hair won't get as damaged at the end of the day. So I hope these tips and tricks were helpful for you guys, and I hope you guys like this video. I will be having a lot more hair tutorials coming soon, so stay tuned for that. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you did. And yeah, stay blessed guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.